Hi everybody, welcome to Fit for Life. Let's get up and get moving. Starting off with our warm-up, nice high knees. All you need today is a TheraBand and your chair. So, welcome, my name is Anna. I'm a kinesiologist, exercise specialist for the Aspen Primary Care Network here in Westlock. I want you to remember while we're exercising today to listen to your own body. If anything is giving you problems, if something doesn't quite feel right, just take a little break and wait for the next one. You are exercising at your own risk. Participation with these videos is done at your own risk, and the Aspen Primary Care Network is not liable for any injuries or damages that may be incurred by participation with this video. So make sure you stay safe. Let's have some fun. All right, nice high knees. We're all feeling good still after the holidays. Getting the blood flowing, getting the breath to quicken up a little bit. We're working on getting those joints a little bit lubricated before we get into some more specific strengthening exercises. Okay, feeling good there. All right, let's do some hip swings here. Get nice and loosened up. So we used to do this class here in person at the Spirit Center, but while we can't get together in person, we're doing our best to keep moving while we're at home. Switch to the other side. Make sure you have some space so you're not kicking anything in your house there. And these can be big swings. You can't go that big and you're just doing little swings. That's fine too. We're just working, getting everything a little bit loosened up here. Okay, good job. Let's do those shoulder circles, starting with smaller circles, getting bigger, nice big circles, and getting smaller again, and changing direction. All right, nice and big, getting those shoulders warmed up and getting smaller and smaller again. Awesome. Okay, so we're going to start off today with a fun little exercise called a monster walk. So for this one, I want you to do that little kind of partial semi-squat that we do. So we're coming down about halfway. You can see that my knees are in a nice position. I'm not up front like this. I'm still reaching for the seat with my bum, but we're not going to sit down all the way. So we're going to come down about halfway into that semi-squat. We're going to come to the side and then touch, side, touch. Stay nice and low while we do this little touch here. Big strength going in through these legs, through the glutes. Stay nice and low. You can make this easier by not coming down quite so far. You can be a little bit more upright. You can make it harder by coming down a little bit lower. You can even tie a band, tie that TheraBand around your feet or around your knees to get a little bit more resistance here. Okay? Nice kind of monster walk here. Some of these are named pretty funny. Good. Keep going. Couple more. And let's do the last one. Okay, good job. We're going to do some heel toe raises next. Calm things down a little bit. Up on the tippy toes, and then bringing those toes up towards you. Remembering with this one that we're staying very straight in through the torso. We're not kicking our butt out to get those toes up. Want you to stay nice and straight through the hips. You're not going to get those toes up very high necessarily, but we're actively activating the shin a lot better. Whereas if we're looking down at our feet, we do this, just doing hip flexion here. It's not actually activating the toes, the shins, where we want them to. Okay? Hold on to something for support here. We don't need anybody tipping over. Good job. Couple more. All right. Good. Next, we're going to do some bird dogs. So make sure that you have a little bit of space here. I'm going to try not to kick my table. So we're going to start by getting down into tabletop position, really nice and flat through the back here. I want you to hold that nice flat back without twisting any which way when we get that leg up. Now you can do this one limb at a time if that's easier for you. And you can do the opposite arm and the opposite leg. We're going to start off getting a hand stretched out in front. Make sure that shoulder is not hiking up by your ear, keeping that shoulder in a nice spot down. So reaching forward towards the wall. Now we're going to take the opposite leg and reaching back and hold that position for a few breaths. Remember to breathe and check and make sure that your hips are nice and straight. Activate that glute muscle. Try not to dip over and switch sides. Reaching the arm forward, reaching back with the leg. Try not to twist your back. Activate that glute. Hold for a few breaths. Slow it on down. We're trying not to twist anywhere here, okay? I exaggerate, of course, when I do that, but we want to stay nice and flat, okay? Other side. Reaching the arm, and you can just do one limb at a time. If you want to just try the arm, just try the arm. If you want to just try the leg, just try the leg. There's nothing wrong with that, okay? Try and stay nice and flat through the back. Really squeeze that butt muscle. All right, other side. Reaching forward, extending back, checking those hips to see how you're doing in through the back. Okay? Hold it. A few more breaths. Nice deep breaths. And good. Okay, next one we're going to do is our hip hike. So you guys have seen this one before. I want you to hold on to something for balance. We're going to stand on one leg here. You're going to draw this hip up towards your ear. So we're coming up and down. Drawing up, coming down. From the side, it's looking pretty much the same plane. Okay? Drawing that hip up. We're actually working muscles on this balancing leg here. Drawing that hip up and down. Up and down. And we start to feel this on that balancing hip. Good job. Try and go nice and slow. Remember that slow and controlled is always better. Couple more. Maybe starting to feel a burn in through this gluteus medius. And last one. Okay, we're going to do the other side. Standing on the other leg, drawing that hip up towards the ceiling, and then coming down. Good range of motion in through this side. Okay, and down. Hip, hike, and down. This is a really important movement to have strength in, to keep our hips balanced while we're walking. So weakness in this muscle can lead to a lot of problems with balance, can lead to problems in the low back, can lead to problems at the knee. It is a really wonderful muscle to target at gluteus medius. Okay, good job. We're gonna finish off here with our chair squats. I hope my list here is corresponding well with my lists on there. We're going to do some chair squats. You guys have seen these guys before. We're going to come a little bit wider than hip width apart. I like to be a little bit wider than the feet on the chairs. And we're going to come on down to touch, come on back up. So nice movement there. You can see how quality of movement is really important. I'm coming down nice. I'm coming up all together. You can see that my knees stay in a really nice position back over my toes, whereas I'm not doing this kind of thing. All right, that's going to give me knee pain. So you can do this in a full sit to stand if you want. I would suggest to try and do it with your arms folded across your chest. If you're doing a sit to stand, you can do a quarter squat where you're only coming down about halfway to the chair and then coming on up. Nothing wrong with that. Quality of movement is always the most important part here. So feeling good doing that. We should be feeling pretty pain-free with things here. If you're feeling pain in the knee joints, you need to make sure you're looking at your technique, and maybe you want to modify to an easier version until you get the strength to support those joints, because we want to feel this working in through these big leg muscles. I don't want to be irritating things going on in the knee. All right, couple more. Coming up all the way. And good job. All right, so we're taking our band. We're going to start out our upper body stuff with some wide out flies. So with this one, I like to have my hands kind of in this thumbs up position, straight out from the shoulders, and we're going to squeeze the shoulder blades together to bring that back and control the release. Okay, squeeze those shoulder blades and coming on back. Really thinking about this being an exercise for the back. We get really into thinking about the arms because they're what's in front of us and they're what we can see, but we really want to think about getting that back working. Squeeze those shoulder blades together. Slowly release. This is working those big muscles in through the back. That's what we want to be targeting here. All right, couple more. First few should have felt pretty easy. By the time we get a little further into them, you should start to feel some fatigue going on in through those muscles. Good. And back. And great job. All right. Let's do our seated row. We are blasting through things here today. Nothing wrong with that. We're going to bring that band around our feet. Bring those heels on the floor in front of us. I'm going to switch to the side view so you guys can see a little better what's going on here. Nice, good posture. We're going to do our rows. So bringing that band nicely back. Again, really engaging the back muscles when you're doing this. Good posture. You're making sure that you're not ending up with those shoulders coming up towards the ears like they do like to do. They somehow always drift up there or come up this way, something like that. I want you to bring a nice straight line back to the chest and coming on forward. Nice and slow, keeping everything down. Good posture is really important here. Okay. Remembering to breathe. A nice way of thinking of working with your breath while you're exercising is to exhale through the push. So exhale through the hard part, essentially. So with this one, it would be exhaling on the row, inhaling on the release. So that's something that you can think about while you're exercising, particularly if you struggle with blood pressure or with your breathing or with anything like that. Breathing exercises are a really great way just to even slow down your sympathetic nervous system firing while you're exercising. So it's kind of almost calming while you're working out. We're going to do our chest press. We're starting off at the chest and we're pushing straight out. So here you can think about the exhale on the push, inhale, coming back. If you've ever had any type of cardiac event or anything like that, it's really important that you make sure that you work with your breath while you're doing strengthening exercises. It is protective for our blood pressure, for all kinds of fun stuff going on inside you. And if you've ever partaken in any type of cardiac rehab, they've probably gone through that with you as well. Nice and slow on the return and slowly out. Nice straight lines here, and again, making sure that your posture is always really good and those shoulders are nice and down. They're not hunching up there. Okay, let's do our bicep curls. Underneath. Starting with the elbows relatively straight and keeping those elbows tucked while you're doing this. Slowly down. I'm going to switch to the side so you guys can see. Starting straight. Slowly up. Slowly down. Good controlled movement. Good quality of movement. If you find yourself arching your back or straining with this at all, if you're kind of heaving up, maybe try just doing one arm at a time. There's nothing wrong with that. Or maybe you need a lighter band. If you have any type of pain in your shoulder, anything like that, just be careful with your upper body exercises. Down, slowly up. Always controlling that release really nicely. Okay. Good job. And last one. We're going to go on to our tricep extension. So holding the band in one hand, bringing it across to your other shoulder, taking a nice high grip on one of those tails, and you're going to keep the elbow tucked and pushing straight down. So we're getting a really nice tricep extension here. Feeling this in the back of the upper arm. Slowly release. Slowly down. Good quality of movement. Okay. You can make this harder by taking both ends of the band and slowly release, but I want you to make sure you have good quality of movement and that you're not starting to hoist back like that. Okay, I want you to really slow it down. Keep that elbow tucked. Really slow down your return. Other side. We're going to anchor the band to your other shoulder. Nice high grip. Tucking the elbow. Keeping your shoulder down and pushing down. So I'm not letting this shoulder kind of crunch up like that and like that. Keeping that shoulder down nicely. Keeping the elbow tucked the same spot where it was with our bicep curl. And controlling the release. Couple more. We're almost there. And the last one. Okay, good. We're going to do our core exercise. Today we're going to do a tuck and press. So if you want, you can hold on to something while you're doing this. I'm not going to hold on to anything today. Keep in mind that the further forward you sit in your seat, the harder it's going to be. If you want it to be a little bit easier, sit a bit further back in your seat. I'm going to make sure that I really engage that core. Think about nice tightening in through that transverse abdominis, knitting everything together with that corset muscle. And we're going to activate semi-recline, so I'm not touching the chair here. I'm not sitting back for coffee. I'm activated semi-recline. We're going to tuck and press. And tuck and press. And tuck and press. And tuck and press. Whoo, and we're getting shaky. Tuck and press. And tuck and press. Take a little bit of a break. Make sure you're breathing when you're doing your core exercises. A lot of us tend to breath hold. That intra-abdominal pressure, intrathoracic pressure tends to kind of make us feel like we're doing a better job, but it's not safe for us. So remember, if you feel like you're straining here, maybe sit a little bit further back in your chair. Feel like it's too easy, you can come forward in your chair. You can even do this on the floor in kind of a V-sit position. We're going to do one more round. Activate, semi-recline, tuck and press, and tuck and press. Slow it on down, press. Making sure that you're feeling safe here, press. We're not feeling any pain in through the low back. And you're breathing. Make sure you're still breathing. Press. Tuck. Press. Good job. All right, let's get on up and do some balance work before we do our stretches here. So, checking in with our tandem stand. As usual, we're making sure that we feel good in this heel-toe position. So I'm standing kind of on a line on the floor here. Nice heel-toe position. I want you to switch sides. Check the other side. How do you feel? Are we feeling pretty good here? Are you able to stand without any support? If you really rely on support for balance, I recommend doing them at the kitchen counter. It's a really nice spot to hang on. But if you have a chair nearby, something like that, a wall, that's fine too. So let's come in on our one leg stand. We're going to come on one foot, see how we're feeling. Check your hips to make sure that they're even and that you're not sagged in through this standing hip. Let's activate that gluteus medius. Check your legs. Are you able to keep that leg soft and swinging? Are you able to look somewhere else? Are you able to look to the left and to the right? So let's do that. I want you to put your hands on your chest, and we're going to, if you need to keep a hand on the chair, you can. But if you can, put your hands on your chest, and I want you to follow your gaze with your hand. We're going to slowly open up to the side. As far back as you can. See if you can keep going. And then slowly coming back to the center. All right, let's switch our foot and we'll do the other side too. Okay, so feeling grounded in through all four corners of your foot, feeling like your knee is able to be nice and soft, feeling like your legs are not clinging together for dear life here, checking your hips, making sure that you're even and you're activated in through this gluteus medius. And let's put our hands on our chest. If you need to have a hand on your chair, that's fine. But if you can, challenge yourself. The worst thing that happens is you put your foot down, right? Hands on your chest, nice and activated through the hips. And let's follow our hand with our gaze, opening up to the other side. Slowly, are your hips still activated? Or are you ending up letting them go? Go all the way back as you can. And slowly coming back. Try not to spring back to starting position. Good. So we can see how changing our gaze and slowly moving our gaze can make things a little bit more difficult. You can practice that on your own. Balance is so much fun to practice, and it's so much fun to try different things and always just keep it new. It really does start to improve once we start paying a little bit of attention to it. Let's stretch our calves before we sit down. So keeping that back heel down on the floor, toes are pointing forward. I am leaning into this front leg a bit, keeping that heel pressing down at the back. Good, push, there, nice stretch. I'm not working hard here. Let's do the other side. The chair is a lot for balance. You can use a wall too as well. The biggest thing here is that we're keeping that back heel on the floor. Okay, let's do the other side. Hold it back. Nice stretch on the calves. I find stretching is a really nice way just to cool everything down. Helps with preventing muscle soreness afterwards. It's a good time to just wind down. Good time to remember to do it too. But quite often we don't do them right on their own. Okay? Let's sit down, stretching out our neck, hand behind your back, ear towards the shoulder, not shoulder towards the ear. Okay? And if you're not comfortable having that hand behind your back, you can just keep it down along your chair. Let's do the other side. Nice stretch of that big upper trapezius muscle, that big fan-like muscle that covers a lot of area through the side of the neck and the back. Where we carry a lot of tension quite often. Does a lot of work throughout the day. Feels good to stretch it out a bit. Other side. Good job. I want you to roll those shoulders back and down. We're going to do that a few times. Nice shoulder rolls. Coming back and down. Good job. We'll do a twist here. I like to reach for the back of the chair. Get the chest involved here. And the other way. Twisting right from your seat all the way to your crown. And the other way. Good job. Let's do our side stretch. Big stretch here, really reaching with that hand. Other side, don't fall off your chair. Big stretch, feels good. Big stretch here. Nice big reach. Just working on that mobility a bit. Feel that all the way through there. Good. Let's do our glutes. Ankle onto the knee. We're going to sit up really nice and tall. You're never pushing this knee down or anything. And if this is not very comfortable for you, you can bring that that knee up towards you and kind of do a bit of a modified twist as well. I just really like how we get to focus on good posture of the low back here. So you can see I'm sitting very nice and straight, and I'm going to just hinge forward slightly. We're going for a nice pull in through the glute and the side of the leg here. Feeling good there. And the other side. You guys see the side view here, ankle onto knee, sitting nice and tall, and hinging forward. Hinging forward, if that's too much for you, a lot of people, it's enough just to sit tall and activated here while we have the leg in this position. So if it is too much to lean forward, don't do that. You want to listen to your body here. Let's do it again. Ankle onto knee, sitting nice and tall, hinging at the hip, kind of leading with our chest here. Nice stretch. Some people feel it on the inner thigh here too. That's okay, as long as we're feeling those muscle stretches and not a sharp stabbing joint pain kind of thing. Okay, good posture and hinging forward. Very good. Okay. Remembering to breathe when we stretch, and we're never bouncing any stretches. That means I'm not kind of pushing into it like that. The classic example is the guy trying to touch his toe and he's kind of bouncing to get his toes. It's not always safe to be stretching like that. Let's do our hamstrings. Heel in front of you, activate that toe towards you, sitting nice and tall, hinging forward. So again, posture is so important here. Let's do the other side. If we have good posture here, we often don't have to go very far to get a really nice stretch in through the back of the leg. Plant the heel, activate the toe, good posture, and we're hinging forward at the hip. We're leading with our chest and thinking about that belly button drawing forward. Okay, plant the heel, engage the toe, sitting tall, nice hinge here. All right, feeling that pull all the way down the back of the leg. Other side, last one here, plant the heel, engage the toe, sit tall and hinge, and remembering to breathe. Okay, when you're stretching on your own, if one of these really works for you, you can do this on your own. You can do these every day. Hold for 20 to 30 seconds, gentle hold, repeat 2 to 3 times on each side. Just going to where you feel that initial pull. So thanks so much for joining us. If you have any questions or comments, you can contact us here at the office. You can leave a message, however you want to get a hold of us. If you are interested in one-on-one referrals, anything like that, please just let us know. Give us a call. But I hope you guys are all doing well, and I hope you join us next time. I'm going to try and keep these videos coming. New ones every Tuesday and Thursday at 1 o'clock, just so we have something a little bit different, a little bit new every time. Thanks again for coming. We'll catch you next time, and until then, stay safe and stay healthy. Bye.